again, Luke broke down the difference. Understanding is a different process for the rest of the children of Israel. And of course, in general, the 144,000 men of Israel, there's a different understanding. As you can see, Luke chapter 20, verse 34, and Yahshua answering said unto them, the children of this world, talking about the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, they marry and are given in marriage, but not, of course, the 144,000 elect men of Israel. When they die, to be one with the Father, there's no marriage going on. But again, the children of Israel, the rest of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, they are the ones giving into marriage. Okay, they marry. But the 144 or the 144,000 elect men of Israel, when they die, they regenerate back in the heavens with the Most High Yah and come back to earth to do the service and the will of the Father. It's like a basically ongoing process through many different generations. Okay, so that's what that's getting into, Israel. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. So I'm going to break it down in simpler terms, that the prophets, the disciples, and Yahshua HaMashiach are all going to say the same thing about the 144,000 men of Israel being the holy angels of the Bible. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. And Jeremiah was a top prophet of the Most High Yah. Okay, he is found in the Old Testament understanding. Jeremiah says, okay, in this particular verse right here in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, he says, before I formed thee in the belly, talking about this is the spirit of the Most High Yah speaking through prophet Jeremiah, saying the statement, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and saying, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? So, you see this, Israel? It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Why would Yahweh tell Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee? It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Yahweh is saying that he knew Jeremiah the prophet before he formed thee in the belly of his mother. How did Yahweh know Jeremiah before he was formed in the belly? Because Jeremiah is an angel of the Most High Yah. That's how Yahweh knew Jeremiah before he was formed in his mother's belly as a baby. Okay? So, Jeremiah the prophet is an angel of the Most High Yah. Okay, so Jeremiah is a holy angel of the Bible. That's why Yahweh made that statement and said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Because, again, the 144,000 elect men of Israel already have a relationship with Yahweh. They already have a relationship with Yahshua HaMashiach. They already have a relationship with the rest of the holy angels. Okay, before the earth was even formed. Okay, so they already established this relationship already with each other. But Jeremiah just don't have recollection of that understanding. Okay, but again, now Yahweh is moving the spirit on Jeremiah to have now that understanding. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 again. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. It said, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So Yahweh ordained Jeremiah to be a prophet unto the nations. Okay? So Yahweh has to call you to be a prophet. You can't just elect yourself to be a prophet. This is what these modern day Hebrew Israelites are doing, electing themselves to be a prophet amongst the nation. You have to be called. Okay, you have to be sanctified. Yahweh has to sanctify you to be a prophet or a minister amongst the nations. Okay, so again, Jeremiah was an angel of the Most High Yah. Okay, but he was in a mortal body as prophet Jeremiah. Okay, so again, the holy angels are the 144 elect. So Jeremiah is a part of that 144,000 men of Israel elect understanding. Okay. Point blank period. So let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 1 verse 38. And again, 2nd Esdras is in the book of the Apocrypha. Okay. And Esdras is the Greco-Latin name of Ezra, the prophet from the Old Testament. Okay. So we're going to get the understanding. 2nd Ezra chapter 1 verse 38. And now, brother, behold, what glory, and see the people that come from the east. So again, we about to see the glory that's going to come in these last days. That's what it's saying. Okay. This is the establishment that Yahweh is going to be bringing on earth in these last days. 2nd Ezra chapter 1 verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders. So Yahweh is saying in the spirit of Ezra's understanding that Yahweh is going to bring leaders in these last days to the earth, right? It says, unto whom I will give for leaders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When it says Ozes, that's talking about Hosea. Okay, prophet Hosea. Then it says Amos and Micah. When it says Micah, that's talking about Micah. Okay. And then because these are all prophets from the Old Testament. Okay. Joel. So you're gonna have prophet Joel in the last days being on earth. And it says Abdias, that's talking about Obadiah. Okay, when it says Abdias, that's talking about prophet Obadiah. And Jonas, when it says and Jonas, that's talking about prophet Jonah. Okay, so the Most High going to bring these prophets back in these last days, which they are around till this day right now, walking this earth. Okay, walking this earth, doing the works of the Most High Yah. Okay. We're going to go to the next verse. 2nd Ezra chapter 1 verse 40. So the Most High is going to bring prophet Nahum back, right? So you have Nahum, and it says, and Habakkuk, that's talking about Habakkuk from the Old Testament. It says Zophanias, that's talking about Zephaniah. Prophet Zephaniah is going to be brought back. Then it says Agus, that's talking about Hagar, prophet Hagar. When it says Agus, that's talking about prophet Hagar. And then Zachary, that's talking about prophet Zechariah. Okay. And Malachi, that's talking about prophet Malachi from the Old Testament. Okay. All these prophets are found in the Old Testament, which is called also an angel of Yahweh. Whoa, wait a minute. So again, these top prophets that's found in the Old Testament are the angels of the Most High Yah that's in this Bible. And they are part of that 144,000 elect men of Israel election understanding as being holy angels of the Bible understanding. Okay, the Bible doesn't contradict itself. So we read it from Matthew, Mark, Luke, also Jeremiah, and also we read it now from the prophet Ezra, who's going by Ezra's in the book of the Apocrypha. Okay, so these men of leadership are not contradicting themselves. So I'm going to keep cutting you Israel Church of Jesus Atlanta Camp up with your false doctrines. I'm going to keep cutting you Jehovah's Witness doctrines up. Okay, y'all speaking nonsense. We're going to let this Bible be true and every man a liar. Okay. So now we go to the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 31. And again, this is King Solomon writing in the book of Proverbs. And notice what he mentioned in the book of Proverbs. This is Yahshua HaMashiach through the Spirit speaking through King Solomon, understanding. So now this is Yahshua's words, understanding, even though King Solomon is writing this understanding. Okay. It says, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. So this is Yahshua HaMashiach rejoicing on the creation of the earth that Yahweh is making. So Yahshua HaMashiach is witnessing the earth being formed and created by the Most High Yah, who is Yahweh. So Yahweh is in the process of forming and creating the earth. And Yahshua is stating that he's there rejoicing in the making of the earth being formed. He's rejoicing. He's excited that the earth is being formed. And my delights were with the sons of men. Whoa, wait a minute. So Yahshua HaMashiach says his delights were with the sons of men. So Yahshua HaMashiach is rejoicing with a group of men. And these men who he's rejoicing with are the 144,000 elect men of Israel, understanding, which are, or who are, basically the holy angels of the Bible. Again, the sons of men in this context is talking about the 144,000 elect men of Israel, understanding, and also the rest of the hosts of the holy angels, understanding. Okay? And my delights were with the sons of men, because Yahshua HaMashiach, the 144,000 elect men of Israel, and the rest of the holy angels, and of course Yahweh himself, they was what? Around the time collectively together observing the earth being formed, right? All at the same time. It was a rejoicing situation to see Yahweh forming the earth that Yahshua HaMashiach was able to observe, and also the 144,000 elect men of Israel was able to observe, and also the rest of the holy angels was able to observe. Okay? So again, this is a collective group situation going on here. Okay? So again, this is another verse to prove that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible as well. So this is another cut to the Israel Church of Jesus Atlanta camp. This is a cut unto them. So I'm going to keep cutting you up, you fake Hebrew Israelites of Israel Church of Jesus Atlanta camp. Y'all don't know this Bible. So again, Proverbs chapter 8 verse 31 just proved that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. Okay. Let's go to the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. This is going to be another cut to the Israel Church of Jesus Atlanta camp. Okay, this is going to be another cut unto you. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. For the prophecy came not in the old time by the will of man, but holy men of Elohim spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. Whoa, wait a minute. So Peter is saying the same thing. He said, for the prophecy came not in the old time by the will of men. So these were not regular men that were just getting down in this book and just write anything. These were holy men. But when it says, but holy men of Elohim, it's talking about the holy angels of the Most High. Spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. They spake as they was moved by the word of the Most High. So these men that were holy men, who are the holy angels, these prophets were the holy angels of the Bible. This is what Peter is saying in the New Testament. Yahweh is not going to have some regular men out here writing his word. Okay? He's going to have his angels writing the word. Okay? Yahweh deals with order. He's going to have righteous men with the righteous type of spirit of his selection to write his word, his ministry. Okay? These are straight facts. This is out of Peter's mouth right here. But holy men, that's why these men were holy men of the Most High, because they were the angels of the Most High, prophesying from the Old Testament understanding. But it says, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of men. So these were not regular men. That's what Peter is talking about. It's not a regular man that's just going to write something down on paper. No, these men were the holy angels of the Bible. So this is another cut to the Israel Church of Jesus Atlanta camp, man. I'm going to keep cutting you up with this Bible. So again, the Bible doesn't contradict itself. The 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of this Bible. Point blank, period. Okay. So we're going to go to Revelation chapter 14 verse 3 to prove again that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. I'm going to keep cutting you up. You fake Hebrew Israelites out there. You fake Jehovah's Witnesses out here teaching lies about the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Y'all teaching lies. Y'all need to stop. Revelation chapter 14, verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? So it says, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. Who is the people singing this song? That's talking about the 144,000 elect men of Israel singing this song. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Why did the 144,000 elect men of Israel have to be redeemed from the earth? Because they are the holy angels of the Bible. That's why they singing before the throne. That's why they singing before the four beasts that's positioned in front of the Most High. And that's why they singing in front of the 24 elders that's surrounding the Most High's throne in the heavens. Point blank, period. This is another proof that the 144,000 elect men are the holy angels of the Bible. And this is out of John the Revelator's mouth. Okay, who is another witness. Point blank, period. Okay, this is another cut to you fake Hebrew Israelites. This is another cut to you Israel Church of Jesus Atlantic Camp, telling your members that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are not the holy angels of the Bible. That is a lie. Okay, the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. Point blank, period. Okay? We're going to let this Bible be true and every man a liar. Point blank, period. So now we go to Revelation chapter 14, verse 4. Okay? It said, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Elohim and to the Lamb. So again, the 144,000 elect men of Israel are not going to be defiled with women, meaning they're not going to follow the philosophies that women are coming with. For they are virgins, talking about they're purified in the mind once they come to the knowledge of the Hebrew truth. We already established that when the 144,000 elect men of Israel are mortal on earth in the process of time, they live like regular civilians out here in the world. Okay? So they have mortal bodies. So they're able to have sex. Okay, we already proved that in the understanding, when we got the understanding with the Sadducees was questioning Yahshua HaMashiach on the understanding about regeneration understanding. Okay, but again, it's a difference. They're not in the heavenly bodies. Okay, the 144,000 elect men of Israel are not in the heavenly bodies when they're here on earth operating in their mortal bodies. Okay, so they're operating, they're actually able to have sex, they're actually able to produce children and so forth. Just like the rest of the children of Israel are able to have children and give into marriage. The difference analogy is when they die, they become one with the Father, one with the Son, and one with the rest of the holy angels. Okay, they go through a different process than the rest of the children of Israel. When they die, they come back on earth to live again on earth. Okay, just like the difference equation understanding from the earthly and the heavenly. It's a difference understanding. So the first fruits unto Elohim and to the Lamb are the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Okay, and they're not going to be defiled with women because they're going to be purified with the mind of Yahweh's righteousness, because they are lost to and fro throughout the four corners of the earth. But now the knowledge of the Most High Yah is pouring out his spirit of understanding unto these men to teach and gather the sheep to come back unto him. So then once that fulfillment is done, now the 144,000 elect men of Israel are going to return into the heavens to be one with the Father, and to be one with the Son, and to be one with the rest of the host of the holy angels. Okay? Again, point blank period. The Bible doesn't contradict itself. That's why they're going to be redeemed from among men, regular men on this earth, because again, the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. That's what the first half of the Revelation chapter 14 is getting into, talking about the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Okay? The Bible doesn't contradict itself, people. The Bible doesn't contradict itself. So again, when we go back, again, this is why the holy angels sung a new song, Revelation chapter 14, verse 3. This is why the 144,000 elect men of Israel are singing a song in the heavens, because they are the angels of the Bible. So now we go to the book of John, chapter 3, verse 12 again. If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? Because again, Yahshua HaMashiach broke down a different equation, different analogy from an earthly concept of regeneration, also a heavenly concept of regeneration. So he did the heavenly understanding regeneration with the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Then he also broke down the regeneration on the earthly concept with the rest of the children of Israel in general. Okay, he broke a different equation understanding between the two. Okay, so then we go back to Matthew chapter 22 verse 30 again. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Elohim in heaven. So again, the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. That's what he's saying. That's what Yahshua HaMashiach is saying. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 2 is going to give an analogy why it's important to be careful on who you're talking to out here. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Because again, you're entertaining angels unawares because you're looking at the mortal body. You're looking at a regular man that you're looking at. But again, these men can possibly be the holy angels of the Bible. Okay, based upon them being from the lineage of course, the children of Israel primarily. These men look like regular men. So the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the angels of the Bible. But yes, they are what? Men having the mindset of Yahweh's righteousness, having Yahshua HaMashiach's righteousness. They having the mindset of Yahweh's commandments. Okay, but these men are in their mortal bodies. Okay, so they're not in their heavenly bodies as of yet, understanding when they're walking this earth like this. Okay, as regular human beings out here on the earth. But again, they are the holy angels of the Bible based upon their works. Okay, based upon you seeing the prophets put the work and time in to do what they need to do to write these things down, because they are the angels of the Bible. Same equation goes to the men of the Most High who was ordained to write the Bible. Those are the holy angels of the Bible. Yahweh is going to have the holy angels writing his word to the children of Israel in general. Okay, Yahweh deals with order. Just like he sent the angels to deliver messages to certain individuals, that's the same concept that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are elected to do what? The ministry. To basically gather the sheep who are the children of Israel to return back unto Yahweh, to be obedient, to acknowledge Yahweh's son Yahshua HaMashiach, the Black Messiah, as their Lord and Savior. Okay, so 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. You see this, Israel? So the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the Most High brings these individuals back onto the earth who are the prophets or who are the holy angels to do the work of the ministry, because they are the holy angels of the Bible. So they're going to do the works of the Most High. Once the knowledge of the Hebrew understanding is returned back unto these individuals, because they are the holy angels of the Bible. Point blank, period. That's what he says. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So again, if you're a prophet, you was already ordained to be a prophet from the beginning. Okay. So most people may say, why don't these individuals that's walking the earth as the 144,000 elect men of Israel, why don't they know that they are part of the elect? And why don't they know that they are the holy angels of the Bible? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 11. Okay, this to give the understanding. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. So during regeneration process, when the Most High brings these spirits back to the earth, who are the prophets, who are of course the holy angels, who are basically the 144,000 elect men of Israel, once they regenerate back on earth, they have no remembrance of former things, on who they used to be and what they used to do in times past. It says, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. And also, this is the same process that the rest of the creation in general, of civilization in general, like the regular human beings that's walking the earth, right? In general, they have no remembrance of who they used to be in times past as well. So the same application applies to the 144,000 elect men of Israel that's walking this earth too as well. They have no remembrance of former things. But the spirit of a prophet is going to return unto the prophet. Okay, that's the difference. So that's the difference understanding. That's why we got 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So if you was a prophet from the Old Testament, you're going to be a prophet again during many different generations, because you was ordained to be a prophet from Jump Street. Once the Most High give you that knowledge and ability to teach his word, you're going to do it anyway. Okay. So again, there is no remembrance of former things. So this is why when we go back to Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, Jeremiah didn't have that knowledge at one point in time, that him being a holy angel of the Bible. But the Most High established that principle knowledge back into him when he stated, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. So now Jeremiah is coming to the knowledge of saying, Yahweh knew me before I was formed in the womb. So that means I'm an angel of the Most High that had a relationship with Yahweh in the heavens already from Jump Street. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. So before he even came out of the womb of his mom. So before Jeremiah came out of the womb of his mother, Yahweh already ordained him to be a prophet from Jump Street. So it was already documented. He was already created to be a prophet before the earth was even formed. Okay, we're just living out our purpose on this earth to teach thus saith the Lord. This is what Jeremiah was doing. He was already teaching Yahweh's word. He was already ordained to be a prophet. So this is why you children of Israel, you have to study this Bible, examine yourself. Stop listening to men that's putting themselves up to be prophets when it was not ordained for them to do so. You can tell by their ministry. They don't have no spirit of life in them when they teach. It's just a regurgitated understanding of what they believe is the right understanding. Okay, real spiritual men that walk in the right spirit of Yahweh and Yahshua HaMashiach, and also the rest of the holy angels, guess what? They're going to be in the right spirit regardless. Okay, they're going to speak thus saith the Lord. Okay, point blank period. Okay, they're going to speak thus saith the Lord. So other than that, Israel, hopefully you enjoyed this lesson on Kingdom Builders of Israel LLC YouTube channel, explaining that the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible. Okay, truth is the 144,000 elect men of Israel are the holy angels of the Bible, and I proved it based on this lesson right here, Israel. So take your notes, Israel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video on Kingdom Builders of Israel LLC YouTube channel. And other than that, keep learning and push forward in this Hebrew truth daily. Okay, Israel, appreciate the support and love. More videos will be uploaded on this YouTube channel. And I understand this was a deep lesson. It was kind of long, but I had to break the understanding down piece by piece, Israel, because we have false apostles that's out here spreading lies about the 144,000 men of Israel understanding. Okay, Israel. So other than that, stay tuned, Israel, for more videos on this YouTube channel. Shalom.
Fatality.